Hi guys, welcome back to AFTV and welcome to Full Time. I've got Dan who was at the game.
Hey, mate.
How you doing, Dan?
Very well, thank you, mate.
Got over quickly, yeah.
I did go over quickly, mate. If I'm honest, there weren't much to stay for, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, we won and I'm happy, of course, but it was one of those games where you take it and you move on. Do you know what I mean? We're through to the next round. Done.
It was what it needed to be. Getting there, nothing to. I mean, hopefully the Ben White injury isn't serious, but hopefully come out unscathed, get the job done. Minutes for players, easy. Against a decent Leeds side on paper, I thought. They looked like they'd weakened their best 11 far less than we'd weakened ours. For it to be that, I don't want to say comprehensive, but just that comfortable, really, it was. Did you feel?
Yeah, I was surprised by Leeds, if I'm honest with you. I was surprised with a couple of things tonight, James. I was surprised at how much kind of lack of respect we have for Leeds in terms of our team selection, because I really thought they were going to be strong, like you say. I don't think Leeds come out and did much really.
No,
I mean, Leno had a good first half to keep us in the game. I thought probably our best player in the first half. Pretty poor first half, to be fair, with a few individual performances. I thought Cedric and Pepe down that right hand side, nothing was going right for them. Martinelli kind of disappointed me, to be honest, because I want these players like Pepe and Martinelli to kind of take their chance and prove to Arteta that they deserve to be in this first 11.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't really think either of them did that tonight, and that was disappointing for me. But some of the individuals were okay, can hold their heads up high. I thought Rob Holding was pretty solid tonight, to be honest, throughout the game.
Was superb, actually.
I know Eddie's been given man of the match. I don't really think he did too much, to be fair. I mean, great bit of skill for the goal, but did his best to fluff his lines, didn't he? Let's be honest. Jesus.
It was a great finish, but he did so well up to that point.
Yeah, he did. It was one of those, when you say he did so well until the finish, it was like that, but it did go in.
It did go in.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll take it, and that's what I think we'll do with tonight, is we'll take the game, we'll go through to the next round and see what happens. And I just thought we might have taken this a little bit more seriously tonight with the team selection. I was a bit surprised. Most of those players are leaving or are going on a free in the summer. Leno doesn't look to be here long term, neither does Cedric for me, neither does Callum Chambers, who come on, El Neni, Nketiah, Kolasinac.
Very good
These
point.
players are all leaving, and I'm like, wow, we're seeing players on the bench like Balogun. I mean, where's his future? Like, I'd be amazed if he doesn't go on loan in January, Balogun, personally, mate. So.
No, do you know what? It's a really good point, and actually, testament to the players and Arteta, dare I say, that they kind of put in that much commitment. Even first half, when it wasn't really happening, I saw fight, I saw press, I saw energy. Yeah, the football wasn't really there in that first half, but yeah, you're right. For a load of players who probably don't have a future beyond another 6 months or 18 at least at this club, that was very decent. We're gonna obviously listen to your videos, guys. Send in your opinions. We want to know how your thoughts on the game. Will be live for the next 15 minutes, whatever it's going to be. But we're just going to touch on top squad really quickly. We've got the leaderboard here.
How'd you get on, James? How'd you get on?
I finished third.
Oh,
I did okay.
You was in the top four, mate.
Do you know who was?
You play this too often. Do you know that?
Maybe a bit too much. Maybe I need to get a life because I'm just forever playing this. But no, big up to Joeman222 who won. He totaled 8,307 points. And then who we got? Luke Jacko in second as well. Andrew and Chip and Merv making the top 6. We got Brett there in 8th. Yeah. Well done, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it was, obviously, if you had Nketiah in, he was going to rack you up a lot of points with his goal. But then I think a lot of defenders. Leno was racking up a lot of points. Obviously, had some big saves to make. White at one point was heavily involved. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. And we'll be back playing it. Obviously, Saturday, Leicester. So yeah, do get involved. And it's obviously come out on Don Robbie's as well. The Don Robbie app. Go check out donrobbie.com and the Don Robbie channel for all that as well. Right, back to the game. Before we chat about it more, we want to hear your videos. Remember that the number pops up on the screen. Send in your videos via WhatsApp. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We're playing them here, reacting to it. A comfortable win for Arsenal. Nothing stellar, but to be honest, probably just what we needed really tonight. Let's hear your views.
Hello guys, and greetings from Greece. Another win to keep the momentum going. I'm really happy that we showed up with a rotated squad and got an easy win over Leeds. I'm even happier that Eddie scored, another great lad from our academies, and hopefully we can see him in the near future playing in the Premier League for us as well. Now with Lacazette probably leaving the team, do you think that Eddie is the right man to fill his shoes?
Big up to AFTV. No, I think we had a good match. Second half we came back really well. Chambers super sub. Nketiah, scruffy goal, but well done. Man of the match today. I wish we could have seen more of Balogun instead of Lacazette because he's our first team player. right now, and hope Ben White is all right. That's probably it. Wish we could start more in our second team instead of first team, but good job, well done, guys. Cheers.
Come on, Arsenal. You did a great job. You were very slow, but you did a great job. Come on, Arsenal. Come on.
Back from the game. I love that. Sending in their video from the
different.
game. That's quality. So, a couple of things to pick out. You touched on Nketiah. Before we go on to sort of individual performances, the 11 came out. My opinion of it was very much... Obviously, you got it right. We won 2-0 and it was comfortable. But my opinion at the time was, this looks a little too weakened for me. I felt there were a few too many changes. Look, of course, I was wrong. Arsenal won. It was comfortable. But I'm surprised he didn't go for an 11 that could build a bit more momentum. We're talking about Friday night versus Villa. And then Saturday after we're playing Leicester, and then the Sunday after that we're playing Watford. There's 8 days between each game. And it just surprised me that he didn't want to keep momentum going a little bit with no Europe and stuff. But they got the job done. What was your kind of take on the 11 and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you say I was wrong, that you got the job done. I don't know if you were wrong. I think I was the same as you. I looked at the situation with the week 11 that we went with, and it was like, I'm glad we're not in Europe. Do you know what I mean? Because if that's the team we've got to put out, there were some weak players there, James. All right, I've got to be honest with you, there's some weak players. I think that, some of these players, as I said to you, I thought were leaving in the summer. I didn't expect to see them. I expected to see Balogun more than Eddie if Eddie looks to be out of contract. And some of these players, I'm sure, can get into this side still. I'd like to have seen Nuno Tavares keep his place midweek. As that to me tells me Tierney's worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Because he's now thinking we can't afford to play Tavares in case he gets injured. Because then we've got Kolasinac in there, who was fine tonight, but I'm just not a fan of this guy at all. Obviously, we've got some players in there that we think are going to be saying goodbye, but Leeds, I was really surprised by Leeds more than anything, because I really thought they were going to come at us and it was going to be a real typical Bielsa kind of side, because as much as I think the league is more important for them at the moment in terms of their position, I really thought they would have fancied their chances tonight, and I don't think they really did too much in the first half. I thought Leno had made some good saves, and then it kind of just went from there, really, didn't it? So disappointing to see some of the names on the team sheet, but let's be honest, we've got what we wanted. We've got what I felt we deserved at the end of the day, and we've gone through to the next round, mate. So we've got to be happy, haven't we?
No, completely. I think we've got to be happy. I think, as I said, it's job done. It's a Tuesday night. It's one of those kind of awkward ties. I kind of say, if we were in the Carabao Cup final tomorrow, we'd all be getting excited. We'd all be getting our scarves out. We'd be ready for Wembley. We'd all be singing and all that. But you've got to win these games to get there. Now, obviously, we had the extra rounds. We've had West Brom away, Wimbledon at home, and who Leeds at home.
And Leeds, yeah.
There we go. It's been a long day. And so you could say that's been a favourable run, let's be real. But, you've got to win them. You've got to get through them. We're scoring goals. We haven't conceded one yet in this competition, which is nice. Hopefully the draw's kind to us. And, kind of job done, really. We'll talk about other players in a sec, but just remember, guys, the number is on the screen. Send in your videos. We want to hear what you have to say. We've got some comments coming in. T says Martinelli is a striker, not a left winger. Who have we got as well? Patrick says good tactics, no room for Leeds to play in. I agree with that. I thought Maitland-Niles and Elneny did well just to dominate the midfield, the two of them.
Elneny's one of those players, isn't he? He's just kind of steady, doesn't do anything. I don't want him playing every game, but when he comes in for stuff like this, you can see him do a job, and you see that he's got a place in a squad somewhere. Whether or not it's Arsenal is obviously something that I don't think will be happening much past this season, but you can understand why Elneny is kind of getting these sort of games if you're going to be rotating. I just come back to it, James. I'd like to have seen a little bit more momentum, and I don't think we really got that tonight. And that's probably my only negative, because he can't be negative if we got through the game. But I'd like to have seen a few more players in there tonight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely agree. All right, guys, we're going to play a few more videos, and then we're going to be rotating the guests. Dan, thank you so much for joining me.
Cheers, brother.
We're going to hear more opinions than ever on this show. So, let's get the videos going.
Really happy with the win today. I want to go far in this cup. I think a successful season would be Europa League and some silverware. Performance wasn't great. Some players haven't had a lot of minutes. There's a lack of sharpness. But, despite that, there is a big sense of togetherness in this Arsenal squad. So credit to Arteta for that. I think you definitely see that when Chambers scored, the whole bench celebrating. Some players took their chances, some didn't. Regarding Nicolas Pepe, who there was a big debate about in the watch along, it reminds me of a quote from Johan Cruyff in which he says that technique is not being able to juggle a ball 1,000 times. It's knowing when to make the right pass with the right speed to the correct foot of your teammate. And that's Nicolas Pepe. Great talent, great dribbling ability, but a very, very poor decision making. 9 times out of 10, the guy does not know what he is doing. And that's why he tripped over himself today. And I think that's exactly why Bukayo Saka, a teenager, is starting over a £72 million player. That says it all. So hopefully we get a good draw in the next round of the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we get the 3 points against Leicester this weekend. Onwards and upwards.
Win Gunners. That was a decent performance, but you can still see some stuff that needs improvement in the team. Leno did a good job saving the goal. Of course, he's a great shot stopper, but his kicking still needs work. I saw him clearing the balls to the middle of the park to nobody in particular, several times. And it's just, let's try to be more precise with the ball, be more useful with the ball. I gotta say, Pepe really disappointed today. Like, I've been a big fan of his and hoping for him to do well at Arsenal, but he just keeps underwhelming, and it's starting to become a thing where you start wondering, is Pepe ever gonna live up to his potential, or is this always gonna be the same case? And I hope Ben White is okay. He looked more like muscle fatigue, and hopefully that's all it is, and it's not an injury, because we can't afford to put Holden in there or anybody else in that position. The partnership of Gabriel and Ben White has been great, and we need that to stay that way. I mean, I wish Saliba was around for him to be the other option, but unfortunately he's not, so we have to make do with what we have. Good performance, good result. Could have been better, but I'm glad we won. We move on. Come on, you Gunners.
Right, the Pepe conversation. I'm going to be honest.
Straight away.
I'm actually going to save it because I think we talked about it on the watch along. And I don't want to be berating the guy. Like, he worked hard. We've been seeing he's added that to the game the last 12 months.
Yeah.
He's working really hard off the ball. Let's talk some more positives. First half.
Of course.
We weren't great, but
No.
we get through to half time. In big thanks to the defence for that. Not just Leno, but I thought Ben White and Rob Holding looked really good today.
Yeah, 100%.
Holding playing on the left of the two centre backs. Kind of, what was your thoughts from a defensive perspective?
To be fair, bro, I just love seeing Benjamin White and Holden just get up the pitch, bro. I feel like at times when we was watching it, even the rest of the team wasn't even moving as fast as them. They was really in for the kill, and they proved themselves to me, man. And they, especially Holden as well. But we got to put our faith in our defenders, man. And it's nice to see that they go out there and get the job done,
I agree. When you come in, you're playing a Premier League side.
Yeah.
Pretty much Premier League starting players out there. A good side, a side that finished 9th last season, a side that can cause you problems, can overwhelm you, can score goals. I know they've not been on good form this season. You've just got to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
You've just got to go out there and think, this is my opportunity to show everyone that, you know what, when there's an injury or something opens up, I'm ready to step in.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I'm looking across the board, I'm thinking Cedric, Holding,
Kolasinac.
I think Kolasinac, I don't think he wowed me enough to be like,
he didn't.
Oh, there's a big battle left back.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, I thought Holding, Cedric, Leno, and then one of El Neni, Maitland-Niles maybe, they were just kind of reminding people like, we're still here, we can do a job. They're not the kind of players that I've been done with and said, right, get them out. Like, I always knew there was talent there. I just felt there was a need to upgrade on them, and they kind of showed their talent. I think mostly tonight.
They went out there and they showed their talent. I mean, it was a bit stressful to kind of watch in the first half, definitely, because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had more possession, but they ended up having more shots and more chances. So a lot of the time when we're watching it, it's a bit of a frustration. Like, why have we got our good players out there? We're holding this ball and we're not getting the same chances as the other side. But like you said, bro, it's good to see that everyone else is kind of knocking at the door. Everyone's still there. Like you said, it's a bit of an upgrade what we needed, but it's good to see that our players are still there and they're still hungry, still willing to fight. Especially like El Neni, we were saying that very calm, composed on the ball, especially against a strong Leeds side, bro. bro. It's nice to see him come out there and be calm and composed. So yeah, man, it's a pleasure to watch us. I know our wingers kind of had a hard time, but as we was talking outside, and it's a bit like Martinelli ain't had enough games, so we can see sort of where he's kind of a bit sprucing himself back into it. But I
thought he grew into it though. Second half, I felt like when he was taking on the fullback, it was coming off for him a little bit more. He started going down the outside. He worked really hard. Couple of interceptions. Like there was enough moments to be like, that's the Martinelli of old. He just needs time to get back into it.
Yeah. He needs time to sort of like brush up on a couple of things. I feel like he played a lot better off the ball than on the ball. He was sort of giving those options. I mean, again, I know he wasn't really going to touch on Pepe too tough, but I feel like Pepe is trying, bro. And when we're saying
he's trying. He's absolutely trying,
bro, when we're saying it, James, we're not saying it in a sense of like we're criticising him constantly. We're saying it in a way where we want him to do good, bro. We paid so much money for him. We want him to be our up there and doing this thing. So for us, it's more of a frustration that he isn't doing as much as good as we want him to do. But yeah, man, as he's going on, I just want to see a little bit more. And
we can't be hypocrites as fans because we always sit there and say, if it's not happening for you, at least work hard, at least give it your all, at least... We always say these things. You know when a player performs badly... You know when a player performs badly and we go, they're not even trying, they're not... Well, and we get all caught up in this, they don't care, the effort's not there. The effort is there with Pepe.
Of course.
He is trying to make it work.
Yes.
For whatever reason, it's not. I still think a lot of that's on the coach to a degree, the positions he gets in. But also, I see enough of Pepe beating his fullback and then tripping and beating his fullback and then cutting back in because he doesn't fancy himself or making way for a shot. There was one moment where there was a nice 1-2 with Lacazette for the counter-attack and he just couldn't take it around as defender. I'm thinking, middle of the pitch, all the space, use your pace and power, burn them here. Do you remember like Gareth Bale used to do? I know he's ex-Spurs, but Bale, if that space was there, he'd be like, right, see you later.
Let me find it. Let me dash into it.
And Pepe's got the attributes.
He's able to do that.
He's got the power, he's got the physical stature to do it, he's got the pace.
He's able to do that.
But it's just not coming off for him.
But do you know what, James? We look at it and we say he's very hungry. He gets at the ball and he's showing us his hunger. We know what he's trying to do. But I feel like but look at it, bro. End of the day, he got our assist, innit? And we said that we was very gassed when he got the assist. We was happy in the studio, and he done it, bro. Same with the other games that we've been playing. He gets his assist, so he remains hungry. Even though it might not be working out for him, he remains hungry, and that's what I enjoy about watching him. Obviously, that dropping on the floor and eating a bit of grass is just not really the one, but at least he's trying it, bro. He's trying.
And there were moments where the skill came off, and you're just hoping.
It works all the way.
Add to it. Come on now, punish them for it.
But bro, once he starts adding to it, if we see him start adding to it.
End of last season, he was adding to it. He was doing all this and getting goals. I remember Brighton at home, he scored 2.
Yeah.
And I thought,
I remember that game. I remember that game. That was nice.
If Pepe plays the way he had from March to May for the whole of this season,
we'll be shouting his praises, bro. 100%.
I thought, well, he'd have been probably player of the season. A lot of people arguing for him being player of last season. But that's the kind of the Pepe conundrum is if you put him in the team, you don't really know what you're going to get. At least with Saka, you know he might not have the same star moments that Pepe does, but you know he's going to be a 7, 8 out of 10 consistently.
Bro, 100%. And that's what I want to see from Pepe, man. Like I'm saying, I feel like maybe people might get a bit wrong that we're constantly criticising him. But we're only doing that, bro, because we love the guy, man. He's come. He's been there for a little while now, so obviously the fans are a bit like, "What's he doing?" But we're with him, bro. We're with him, but he just needs to get that little. He needs to get that little last bit of the burst going, innit? We want to see some goals. We want to see him dash into space when we know he can get into it, bro.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, man.
There's a comment here from Elu says the way Ben White can go forward is impressive. Let's touch on Ben White because obviously he went off injured. And remember, guys, the number appears on the screen. Go send in your videos. You want to hear what you have to say. We'll be reacting to them here live on the show. But we'll get your final thoughts, Shores, on Ben White, the injury, but his performance. I think he's starting to look more and more. Maybe like a £50 million centre back sounds a bit extreme. But hey, he's moving closer to that valuation every day.
I think he's just taking a listening to us, maybe, or something, man. Because Ben White, bro, last game, bro, he's dashing up the pitch, like holding players off and just cutting through, and that's like, bro, that's our defender, bro. We want to see that. We want to see certain things, and I feel like, he's settling in. He's settling in, and he's showing me that, he's worth that 50 mil. Let's just keep him, hopefully, God willing. He's not injured too seriously, but I love seeing Ben White, man, and I love seeing him just get up that pitch, especially just doing what he needs to do, bro. And Rob Holding was good around him as well. So
when the space opens up and he drives into it,
it feels. You get that feeling.
You get that feeling of okay, something's happening. It just causes panic a little bit. Thought Rob Holding did a lot of that as well. And I thought he was really good. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining, Shores. We're going to get more of your videos on screen. Let's see what you have to say.
Congratulations, Arsenal fans all around the world. First of all, I wanted to speak about Nketiah because clearly you can see he's been learning from both Lacazette and Aubameyang. He's been trying to copy Aubameyang by cutting inside from the left and trying to shoot on target. And he's been copying Lacazette by going back deeper and linking up with the midfielders. That's so great for him, but I still think he should have gone out on loan in the summer. And I want to talk about Arteta. We must give him credit for this nice run with no losses since that awful Man City performance. But as an Arteta out fan, my problem with Arteta is not in the results against Crystal Palace and Brighton. My main problem is in the performances. Because if Crystal Palace and Brighton against us would show us a master class in defensive performance, I would have no problem with a draw. But when they are the better team against us, that's when we have a problem with Arteta. If Arteta can keep this team consistent and go even further, that would be great, because the game against Leicester will be our 10th game in the league. That's more than 25% of the league games. And we need to win it, and we need to win against Watford. Then we can talk about Arteta and give him real credit. And until then, he's still done nothing at the club.
Yeah.
Hello, AFTV. Tuning in from Pakistan.
Okay
happy with the
performance, I'd
results.
say.
Happy
it was
that
a bit scrappy towards
other
the
players
end
also
there.
got a chance to perform.
A bit scrappy at the start as well.
Especially Rob Holding. And
not the 11 I would have
Nketiah,
picked, but
if
the more or less
in
the
case
few players that I
Nketiah
did pick
extends
were
his
in there.
contract, then they'll have a future here as well.
Good finish by Eddie.
Guys, thanks for your videos. Keep sending them in. We've got a super chat from Slavic who says, hi from San Diego, Cali. He's in California. Question, Ramsdale or Leno? Hello, Julian.
Hello, James.
What's your answer to that? Ramsdale or Leno?
Don't think Leno did anything wrong today.
No, agreed with that.
The only thing I wouldn't criticise him for, I would look at a positive for Ramsdale, was the distribution. But the save that Leno did, we saw it on the replay. The screens were working today, which was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, well done, Arsenal.
Yeah, well done. I think he must have had less than a third of a second after it went through the Arsenal player's legs to make that reaction.
Is this the Jack Harrison left foot volley?
I think it was just before half time.
Right, yeah.
He dived down to his left. From a reaction point of view, I just think that was tremendous. His reactions were not unbelievable because he made the save, but second to none. I don't think. I'm not saying that other goalkeepers couldn't make that save, but it was a phenomenally good save.
I thought so too. I thought Leno did well and was one of the players who just reminded us, I'm still a good player.
Yeah,
I've not been involved last few weeks.
He hasn't done that badly.
Yeah.
It's just Ramsdale has done better.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
he didn't get that much. He didn't get that much opportunity to show what he's about. But what he did do, he did well. There was just one incident, I think, in the first half where he booted the ball down the field to nobody.
Yeah.
Whereas I haven't seen Ramsdale do that.
No, I know exactly the pass you mean.
It was just
and
nobody.
I felt the same frustration. I thought, where was that trying to go? Yeah, I know what you mean. And with Ramsdale, we don't see a lot of that, if ever.
He pings it like almost like Ben White or a good central midfielder. He looks like an outfield player.
Yeah, he does.
Whereas Leno looks like a good goalkeeper.
Yeah. So it's a very good way of putting it. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I have to go with Ramsdale at the moment, but that's no disrespect saying Leno played badly, and it's an indication of how strong our squad is at the moment.
Completely agree with that. Alexander Superchat says, Julian, were you sitting with Robbie in club level today? If so, I was sitting a few rows in front of you. Was that you?
Yes, it was me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Well, it was either me or Tom Cruise, so I think it's probably me. But I understand why they could get the two mixed up.
There you go. It was Julian.
Yeah, it was me.
Right, let's talk about the game. Get your thoughts. let's start with Eddie Nketiah. I thought he looked really bright in the game in terms of work ethic, in terms of trying to get him beyond, coming short, looking after the ball, choice of passing. And then he shows a real bit of quality with the goal because he wins the first header. Leeds kind of make a mess of it. And then the chip over the goalkeeper, lovely touch, finish a bit. But I thought he deserved it. I thought he was really good tonight.
Well, look, it was a sublime finish. I mean, I remember...
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, this was the thing, is that he was so cool. I mean, from where I was sat, we did have good seats.
Yeah.
I thought he'd missed it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but
you see my reaction on AFTV Extra. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you look at it back, I think he did that on purpose.
I
think he was that cool. He didn't miss it.
Do you really think he meant to slice it?
I think only he will know. It didn't look like that much. He put it right in the corner.
But why didn't he just blast it into the net?
Because he's got too much finesse, and he'd done that. He did the chip over. It was when Ozil was good against Ludogorets. It was Bergkamp-esque. To just blast it would have kind of taken the gloss off it. So he just sort of sliced it slightly.
I actually love you, Julian.
Yeah,
let us know in the comment section. Did Nketiah mean that finish?
I mean,
a lot of people.
Do you think he absolutely didn't?
I think he absolutely didn't.
Okay. Well,
I think he just had a bit of a moment because everything up to that, the chip over the top, delicious, meant that the touch. See you later, Shores. Big up to Shores, who's on the watch on today. Lovely touch to set himself, and then for whatever reason, just had to side foot it like a yard, and he just sort of. I think he panicked. I think he knew players were coming. It was his chance to kill the game off. Kind of slices it, and then trickles into the corner. I mean,
but the main point is it trickled into the corner at the right corner.
Of course.
So
there was
let's
one
just give him credit.
There was one angle
it on purpose. It was one of the greatest goals we've ever seen.
There was one angle where if this is the goal line and he hits it. You saw it. It was moving nowhere near, and then on the next bounce, just twisted towards. So
he was just toying with the Leeds defenders.
All right. He meant it. Then he meant it. Well done, Eddie. Let us know. No, that was that was brilliant. People are laughing. I'm reading ML Guna says he got too much finesse.
And you can always look at the first goal as an inspired substitution by Arteta.
No, I made that joke on the watch.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
I don't think people enjoyed it. To be fair,
I don't enjoy many of my jokes. But I'll still make them.
Why are we here? What did we say? Slavic with another super chat says, thanks. Can we keep Leno if he doesn't play much? No, I don't think we can. I think he'll be off probably January or the summer, but he's giving his all while he's here. We were debating, Shords and I mean all of us on the watch along for a while, and I'm really keen to get the opinions of you guys from the game. And it's not to beat on a man while he's down. Nicolas Pepe wasn't great today, but I wanted to know what it was like from the fans' perspective at the Emirates. Was there a feeling that this was a particularly poor game from it? I don't know what it was. But you know what? I'm not just going to pick on him. I'm going to chuck Martinelli in there, who I thought both tried, but their wing play, taking on men, trying to make things happen, I thought was really poor from both, actually. I wanted your opinion on that.
Okay, Martinelli, there was an absolute buzz when he got the ball in the first half. Now, I don't think he deserved the buzz from what he did today, but I think that reaction comes from what people have seen. And he's getting very few chances.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we all remember what he did against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. We know he's got the potential, and he's an exciting player. Mm-hmm. Arsenal started well. Martinelli started well. When he got the ball, there was that burst of energy, and he was getting into the box. He wasn't producing the final ball. Mm-hmm. He faded as the game went on, but it is very difficult for a player like that, especially forward-type players, to not get regular games. I think it relies more on confidence, whereas if the ball's coming towards you, you're kind of in a defensive position. I think it's easier to slot in.
I'd agree with that. I think if you're a Holding or a Cedric coming into this game, I do think it's easier to get your bearings rather than a forward who's, you've got to impress. And how does a forward impress? Creating chances, scoring goals, being creative, being dangerous. I have a slightly different take. I thought the first half he was very involved but struggled to make anything happen. I thought second half he was far less involved, but when he did get the ball, I thought looked a bit better on it. I thought went round his man a few times, put some nice balls into the box. Generally, though, he never really did what I think we were hoping, and I completely take the point that he's not really played much. It's difficult, but then without Europa League, these are the games you're going to get your chances in.
Yeah, he didn't fulfil the potential that we know he's got, but I don't think he had a terrible game.
No, I would agree with that. And I think it's only a week on from Palace, that draw, that him and Lacazette were the sparks that got us into that game. I thought he was superb in his cameo then. So we know there's a player in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a player in there. It was an average performance. I wouldn't say it was a poor performance, but he definitely didn't do anything to really inspire us.
I want to ask you about Nicolas Pepe, because Lewis P says Pepe doesn't get chances. Saka has put them performances like Pepe did tonight for months, but because Saka is hair end, he gets a free pass for every poor performance. Lewis, I really appreciate the comment, man, and look, we've all got our own opinion. I appreciate your opinion, but I do strongly disagree with that, because Saka's poor performances have mainly come from the left. He's struggled in this kind of left creative role that Arteta's kind of invented for him this season. When he's played on the right, his productivity goes up massively. He's far more dangerous. Against Villa, against Spurs, the only two games played, even at the Etihad, when we lost 5-0, I thought before it really became 3 and 4-0, I thought he looked one of our more dangerous players, one of our better players. On the right, I just think Bukayo Saka's far more productive, and I think Pepe, with every game that we see these kind of performances, we're struggling more and more to stay patient, to keep believing that the talent is going to turn into consistency. But he works hard and he tries. I've rambled for ages there. What's your thought, Julian?
Well, look, I do like players that try, and he does try.
He does, yeah.
But I could go out there and try. And last time I checked, I wasn't worth £73 million. It was a conversation that we had, Robbie and myself, and we said, if we didn't know and we picked out the cheapest player on the pitch, who would it be?
Wow, do you know what? It's a really good question. Yeah. Well, you're painting Pepe.
It was Pepe. I look at Pepe, I don't think he's a bad player, but I look back at Perry Groves, and they were similar type players, and that's no disrespect to Perry Groves, because I thought Perry Groves was a decent player. But the difference was Perry Groves came in at £50,000 and Pepe's come in at 73 million. And I know there's been serious inflation over the years, but there really isn't that much difference between the two. If anything, I think Perry's a better player.
We've got a comment here, more than you care to see, says, just like the pass you gave to Martinelli, does Pepe get the play time? In my opinion, yes.
He has.
What are our recent games? He started against Palace. He started against Burnley. He started the opening 3 games. No, he missed Man City. I think he's had opportunities personally, and he's struggled to do anything with them.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, there was a situation where I think it was in the first half. He did the most fantastic turn, and then gave the ball away twice. So he showed brilliance.
Yeah.
He then gave a poor pass. The Leeds player then played a poor pass back to him, and he played another poor pass, which kind of summed him up. For one piece of brilliance, he did 2 pieces of crap.
Yeah. And listen, I probably wouldn't be laughing if we hadn't won, but you know, I've got to laugh about it.
But it kind of shows the level we're at, that we can bring these players in against another Premiership team who, okay, they were slightly weakened, but I felt that they played a stronger team for them than we did for us, the amount of changes that we made. And we beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah, fair enough. We've got a few people agreeing with us. Lewis has come back, says, fair enough, James. I get your point, just looking at different perspective from what all the majority think. He's then followed up with another comment saying, I understand and agree with you, just looking at a different perspective, comparing the two opinions. Yeah, and fair point. I get your point. I mean, Saka's not having an amazing season. I just think he's more production from the area. Now, there's a really good comment from Graham, which, when we play your videos, I'm just going to double check this. So, Graham Duhigg says, Ben White went off feeling ill. Arteta hasn't ruled out Odegaard or Tierney for the weekend. I thought there was something, because obviously we're watching on TV, so we get different angles. When Ben White went off, he wasn't holding anything. I didn't see the medical staff doing anything. He wasn't limping. And then I saw one of the medical staff gesture to Arteta. Like, I thought it was throat, but he was saying something. Kind of gestured to his throat or chest. And then Ben White went off.
I sincerely hope it's not COVID and that spreads through the team. That would bugger us up, wouldn't it, for Saturday?
Well, hopefully not. I mean, it won't be actually, because he obviously had it earlier in the season. But, you know, he's unwell. We obviously wish him a speedy recovery. But, you know, without sounding horrible, it's probably a relief it's illness rather than injury, as long as he's obviously okay, obviously. Sometimes you get a stomach bug or something. So, yeah, hopefully he's all right. What should we touch on next? Well, before we do, remember to send in your videos. The WhatsApp number does appear on the screen. Just go check. We've got a few videos, yeah? Yeah, we've got a few more. Right, let's play your videos.
Hey, hello guys. I think it's time we need to talk about Mikel and how he's getting everything right. A clean sheet today against a strong Leeds team it's really great for us. I hope he can keep the momentum going till the coming game against Leicester. And I think it's time we congratulate Mikel, because everything seems to be going his way, and hope we can keep the momentum and maximize on the Man United slips every weekend and actually make it to the top 4. Come on, Gunners.
Hey AFTV, it was a nice, comfortable win, even though we played our second string team. To be honest, keeping a clean sheet with Holding, El Neni, Cedric, I mean, they're not bad players, but they aren't at the quality we need at Arsenal. Word on Antoine Martinelli, I know most of the fan base love Martinelli, so do I. And they've been blaming the manager that he's not playing. Well, today he came in and he was okay. He wasn't screaming to get into the first team. So Smith Rowe Saka start over Pepe Martinelli for sure. I think Martinelli needs to fight his way back into the team. I still think he will, but I think blaming the manager for this is a little bit too much. So yeah, great performance, great win, and keep up the great work, guys.
I mean, no need to blame the manager. We got through. We rotated the team. A lot of key players got rest. And it was fairly comfortable. I'm here with Lee Judges. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, you know, it was about getting through to the next round. And as I said, I think I said on Forever Arsenal, if he makes loads of changes and wins, I'll be happy. But if he makes loads of changes and loses, then I won't be. He made loads of changes and we won. So I don't think you're going to get the same sort of cohesion as you expect if you know, because they've not played together. But ultimately, I thought first half that showed. Second half, I thought we was much better.
Yeah, thought we did well from a defensive perspective in the second half. Well, first half, to weather that little bit of Leeds storm that came, I thought Holding was really good. Ben White as well. I thought they had a nice little partnership. Second half, I thought we just kept them pinned in, controlled the ball, controlled the game, nice and easy.
Yeah, and I think that's the key to it. You know, I was a little bit worried about this game when I tell you why, when the draw come out, because Leeds are in the same position as us, no Europe, so are they going to go strong with their side? They didn't, you know what I mean? So they made changes as well.
Some key players were left in though.
Yeah,
you're thinking Rodrigo, Harrison, James, they all played. Calvin Phillips back.
Calvin Phillips played back, you know, from injury. So they did make I thought we dealt with them well.
Yeah,
I've got to say
too.
that. I thought that you know, without being spectacular, we dealt with it. Like, you know, I don't think Cedric was spectacular at right back, but done his job. It's the same with Kolasinac. People criticise Kolasinac. He come into that. He played really well today.
Yeah,
Two central defenders played well. Callum Chambers then had to come on first touch scores, but other than that, done well. I'm going to have to say a big shout out today for me at El Nini.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this. I thought he was good. He just does what's on. He's not glamorous. He's not catching on the eye, but he just does the job in there. You know, that I think that it's disrespected a little bit. Like
I completely agree. Al Nenny's put in this category of terrible rubbish player, selling for what you can, and Gary Neville is always one to say that the Man United sides that won titles always had players that they were never the most technically gifted, let's say, but you knew they'd do a job and you knew that they were there for a reason. They knew what the requirement was, you know. And I'm not saying Al Nenny's at that level, but I think he represents an R squad a little bit that, you know, in that I don't think he ever does anything spectacular. The odd goal from 25 yards, to be fair. But I actually weirdly trust him. I know when he comes in, he's going to keep it simple. He's going to work really hard. He's going to be difficult to get round. He's going to be disciplined. And I don't even mean that in like a... I'm not trying to sound really patronising. I think that's a really good thing.
I totally agree. He does the dirty work.
Yeah.
He does the dirty work as a footballer. Now, if you're in the playground at school and whatever, like, you're not going to choose El Neni as your... I'm going to be El Neni. Yeah. It's not that sort of role, but it's a role that needed in a team.
Completely agree.
And you know, he was bought as a squad player, and that's all he... And I think that he knows his role in that squad, that he's not going to be in there for... But he's ready, prepared every time he goes to play. He's ready to play, you know.
Yeah.
And listen, he hasn't played for I don't know how long. You wouldn't have known that today.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You know,
and those are the excuses being made for Martinelli, for Pepe, for but
difficult,
as we
lot
said,
harder up front, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But ultimately, yeah, you know, so. It goes under the radar, and I thought he played really, really well today. The only thing I was disappointed with him, as I said on my interview, you know, I was next to his wife and kids, and they was all waving at him, and he ignored them. I thought that was totally out of order. Mohammed, hold your head in shame.
If that's the one criticism,
they're all waving
I
at
think
him.
it's all right.
He ignored them.
That's brilliant.
They have gone home disappointed.
Comment from Umran says, what the hell happened to Julian? He didn't even say bye. That's my fault. We've been rotating through everyone quite quickly, but trust me, he sends his love and best wishes.
He's waving at us.
He's in the background waving. You're right there, Julian. He's got a busy day tomorrow. He's got lots to film. Slavic with a super chat says, who to buy, sell in January? You are both legends. Thank you very much. Well, that could be a show in itself, but was there anyone out there tonight that you thought... And because I'm going to be honest, it wasn't for me. Not anything I learnt differently anyway. But was there anyone out there tonight you just thought they're really not a part of this squad?
No, I don't think there was. You know, I would probably said there was two players before that game, but after that game you wouldn't say that. And that's Kolasinac and Eddie. I thought Eddie today was good. The best out of the three. You know,
I
played
agree.
really, really well. Worked hard. Took his goal fantastically well. I know that he made it hard work at the end, but the first two bits for that.
The finish was funny.
We've
been having a bit of a
laugh
about it.
The lob over the top, the control to get it onto his right foot is sublime.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about the next bit, but at the end of it, it's gone in the back of the net.
Julian thinks he might have meant it. What do you think?
Well, Julian knows nothing.
Julian, would you like to respond?
Fair enough.
You're more than welcome to come up and have the debate if you'd like. Let's bring him in. Let's bring back Julian. You didn't get to say his goodbye. Come on, up you come.
I'll say my goodbye.
Come on, come up, say your goodbye. And
so you think he done that?
Let us know in the comments. Did Eddie Nketiah mean this?
Who's the better? I mean, in my view, I thought he did mean it.
Yeah.
What did you say? I know nothing about anything. Do you want to test me on something?
No.
Do you want to retract the statement?
I will retract the statement.
Very good. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Thank you.
There you go. You got your goodbye, and he's patting Lee on the head. So I don't know how that's going to end in 20 minutes or so. We got Helen here as well. Big up Helen. What we were wondering was whether he meant the finish. The nice little slice that rolled all the way away from goal before going back in.
Whether he meant it or not, I think he was a little bit worried that he weren't going to score it. You know, I mean, because it deserved. Listen, whether he meant it or not, the two bits of skill before that, the pace to get there, the desire to get there, to do what he'd done, I thought it was a great. The
lob over the keeper is sublime.
Yeah, it's sublime, and then the next touch to get it onto his right foot is sublime. And then really you just put your foot through it, didn't you? He didn't do that, you know.
No, he didn't.
So, it'd be interesting to see what he says about that. But listen, he
well done, Eddie. He was terrific
well done, Eddie,
tonight.
because he had a good performance today.
And Arsenal fans have really got on Eddie's back. Well, am I one of them? I've been critical. I don't think I've got on his back too much, but we've all been critical of Eddie Nketiah. And he turned up today, and we're looking at a front three. And we're looking at them going, right, who's going to prove themselves? Smith Rowe doesn't need to prove himself tonight.
No.
He needs to turn up, do the job, and go off after 70. But the front three, we were looking at them. What are you going to bring today? What are you going to add? What are you going to show us that we didn't know? And I definitely thought he was the one of the three, and probably the one we least expected to put in a performance like that and lead the line and be the kind of bright spark in the front three.
Yeah, and he was. He couldn't do no more than he'd done. Look, in my opinion, I don't think Eddie's good enough for Arsenal to lead the line. But he's still a very, very good footballer that could get a good career somewhere else. Now, what he's done today, I think, is if there's anybody looking at him, will be going, do you know what? I'll take a punt on him.
He scores goals.
Because he scores goals, he's lively, he works hard. He's got a lovely little touch as well, like, you know what I mean? The one thing that I think that goes against him a little bit is his physicality. He's not quite big and strong. But ultimately, you know, 2 games, 2 goals in this competition for him, you know, 2 starts. So I don't think it's been too shabby from him. And today, you know, did I think that he'd start? I didn't think that he would, but you know, if he produces performances like that, all it's doing is helping him, you know, and that's important, because even if he doesn't make it at Arsenal, you want him to do well wherever he goes. You know what I mean? Because you know he's an Arsenal man.
Absolutely. Ian says Arsenal have scored 6, 3 and 2 in the Carrier Bag Cup. Impressive numbers. And then Lamar's laughing at the name Carrier Bag Cup. How much does this competition mean to you? We're now in the quarterfinals. There's some nice Premier League ties. A bit like Friday night, we got the job done. We can watch some good ties tomorrow night.
Yeah,
just sit down, TV on, enjoy who's in, who's out, whatever. There can be some big teams going out.
Yeah.
West Ham face City, Tottenham go to Burnley. You know, my big question is this opening up for us? We're 3 wins away from a trophy.
Well, listen, there's only 3 trophies we can win, so why are we going to throw one away?
Couldn't agree more.
I can't understand that, you know. We've got a chance of winning it. Look, at the end of it, it's still going to be tough to win this competition because, as you say, City are still in it. They've won it 4 years on the spin.
Yeah.
You know, Chelsea are still in it. Like, it's no
Liverpool go to
coincidence.
Preston.
Yeah, Liverpool's still in it. Like, you know what I mean. Man United, oh no, they're out. Sorry about that. But it's not quite happening for Ollie, is it? Like, you know, so can't even get into the next round of the cup. But listen, let's not have a go at Man United. But what I'm saying is, we've got all those teams. West Ham are still in there. I know they've got City, but you know, whatever happens, it's going to be a tough to get there. But ultimately, how I look at it, I think it's advantage Arsenal over all these other teams because they've got to go into Europe in December. We haven't, you know what I mean? So we haven't got to rest and rotate. Look at Leicester over there. Like, they've played like Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, and then they've got to play us on Saturday. You know, so realistically, we're a little bit of advantage.
100%.
On all these teams.
We like to have a moan about the Monday and Friday night games, but the way the games are spaced out have been really nice for us. And you make a great point because these quarterfinals will be in December. There's a nice break now until we play Carabao Cup football again. What's interesting about it is all these teams, you know, if Leicester stay in, Man City, whoever, even if West Ham get past City, they'll have played their other 3 Europa games plus everything in the Premier League on top. More chances for injuries. Obviously, we don't wish injuries on players, but, you know, more football, more chance of injuries, more chance of tiredness, more chance of fatigue in what's going to be a very
busy
packed December.
Exactly.
You know, it does suit Arsenal a little bit. All right, guys, remember to keep sending your videos in. The WhatsApp number appears on screen, although we are coming to the last few, so if you want to send them in as quickly as possible. We do have a couple more to get through, and then we're going to have Cecil to round off the show. Lee, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries, thank you. I will not be so rude like Julian and say goodbye. Like,
Go on, let's hear your thoughts, guys.
Hello, AFTV. Tuning in from Pakistan. Happy with the result. Happy that some other players also got a chance to perform, especially Rob Holding and Nketiah. If in case Nketiah extends his contract, then they'll have a future here as well. Overall, obviously still disappointed with the state that the club is in, that, you know, where our main midweek games are Carabao, but there's nothing we can do in the short term. Gotta keep supporting, keep backing. At the end of the day, we're level on points with United, and look at the players they've got. So call me delusional, but I'm still hopeful for top 4. I think it says a lot about the squad when the second team is also getting results, grinding out results. And hopefully we get an easy draw in the quarters. I'd love to go on and win this competition as well. It's just a Carabao, but we haven't won it in a long time, and trophies are trophies. Come on, you Gunners. I just want to say shout out Pakistan for beating India in the World Cup, and New Zealand. And Pakistan is also like Arsenal, very inconsistent, but on their day they can beat anyone. So I'm hoping Arsenal can follow suit.
This is so weird.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to Full Time.
Hello. This is like my first ever time on here.
Nah, you've been on it before.
No,
I'm convinced you have.
No, I've jumped on when I was sending the videos into the editors, but I've never actually sat here with you. Well, I have sat with you plenty of times, but not for this show. But
well, thanks for joining, and thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be wrapping up there. It's been great. It's been really enjoyable. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. It's been great to have your views.
Is that how I get treated?
No, come on then, let's do this. It's Cecil the Lion, says Pine Martin.
That is a famous lion, one of the most famous lions, the king of the jungle, Cecil the Lion. Thank you very much.
Is that right?
It's very true. He's been killed though.
Oh,
but it was the king of the jungle.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Anyway,
right, give us your thoughts from the game. We were fine. We were fine today. Job done. Didn't need to be anything spectacular. Job done. What do you think?
Yeah, very good. Let's start with the lineup. Well, let's start. Sorry, only because James, you know, right? I said I don't want Arteta to make too many wholesale changes. No complete mixed mash up thing. He did it. He did it. I complained about it in the FA Cup last season. He made too many changes. I think he made 7. The most regular players in the side today was Emil Smith-Rowe and Ben White, or Benjamin. Sorry, Benjamin. Were the two kind of senior players in that side that play week in, week out. Everyone else was kind of just returning back to playing with the Arsenal, and it was a surprise. I was worried. I really was. The first half was not great. I'm going to be completely honest. It wasn't great. We held them off, but second half things changed. Was Arteta being a genius, bringing Callum James, him coming in with the first touch and a goal? Is that managerial or is that because my man went down, Benjamin went down?
I've heard it all, man. Julian says that Nketiah's finish was on purpose. so
oh Lord.
Yeah, but big up Julian. He's always supporting our players. Look, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I said on the watch, but very quickly, I just thought that the 11 was too rotated for me.
Agreed.
But they did well today individually. Was it a great team performance? No, but hey ho.
Okay, I want to quickly say as well, the Leeds fans. It went off. It was going off. But before it went off, and I'll get into what happened. Ollie at the wheel, Ollie. Imagine
apparently they were chanting
singing. I was crying. I thought they were dissing us. I was like, is this a diss? And I was like, oh my god, they're singing Ollie.
No, they're just loving every minute of
Bro, they didn't stop singing. Should I say big up to them? Because it got a bit feisty towards the end. I don't know if anyone spoke about this yet.
No.
So it got a bit feisty from the Leeds fans. They were throwing stuff up at the Arsenal fans above them.
Right.
Then they threw a flare up there. Went off, security were going mad, there was smoke everywhere. And then for the whole, I'd say from 60 to the end of the game, it was just back and forth. People were getting escorted out. A lot of the home fans above the away fans had to move. It was a bit mad, I can't lie. My nephews, for their first ever game, I took them for the first time going to the Arsenal. They couldn't stop watching that towards the end. So that kind of annoyed me. I want them to kind of watch the game, but it was just towards the end. But apart from that, the Leeds fans, that Ollie at the wheel thing had me dying. I can't even lie, but. They lost. We spoiled their party 2-0 on their big day out to the Arsenal. I was happy. I'll have a couple of things.
I think Leeds should be disappointed because I thought
Leeds.
I thought they had a very decent. Missing key players, but I thought they had a very decent 11 out there. We were heavily rotated. And apart from 1 or 2 really good saves from Leno, I don't think they laid a glove on us.
No,
I really thought they caused us more problems.
If Patrick Bamford was in that side, the likes of Luke Ayling as well, it would have been a completely different game. Obviously, Calvin Phillips was back. Did really well actually in parts. They definitely have missed him. They definitely are a better team with him in the side. Because they had a lot of people out.
They still had Dan James, Jack Harrison. Rodrigo, there's still quality there. Phillips.
There is, but
Cooper and Dallas at the back.
You could tell they were missing.
Meslier in goal.
Yeah, they could tell they were missing.
Meslier.
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Meslier. I think you silent S, I think.
They were missing a lot. To me, still they're missing a lot of key players. They could have took a lot of chances. The 26th minute, Leno made an amazing save.
Yeah,
I'll give it to him.
Really good save.
So there was chances there for Leeds. I think they could have, with the amount of change we made, they really could have got a result here today. But unfortunately, it was the Arsenal that prevailed. So,
absolutely. We've got some super chats. Slavic says, Ollie at the wheel.
Oh, bro, that was so. I can't. Sorry, we spoke about it. It's too funny.
AFC Max is one of the funniest super chats I've seen in a while. Oh look, it's the Pepe hater Cecil with the most cringiest Danger Man singing, who can't pronounce names, but I still love you though.
Big up AFC Max. I love that. Yeah, it's true. He's spot on. A Pepe hater. I don't hate any of my players.
He was coming at me for Pepe in the watch along. So, can I just say, AFC Max, thank you so much for watching all our content and joining in and like. No, I'm not, that's not. I'm being serious. Like, thank you. I love it and I love the support. Despite all that, still loves you though. I love it. But
respect, man. Let's go back to that. So the spotlight was on Leno. We got that right. He was in the side.
He was terrific.
He did well. So that was a good spotlight to choose. I think I watched him throughout. Yeah, for me, Helen's over there saying man of the match. For me, Benjamin White was the driving through the midfield. I was like,
but I thought Holding was class today.
Yeah, everyone played their part. I think Benjamin.
I thought Holding was
quality. I'm not saying he wasn't, but
he was quality.
I know you're trying to kill.
He was really good. He was really good.
His hair or the performance. So I just think that Leno, we had a spotlight on him today. Did really well. Who's my danger man? Danger man was Calvin Phillips was my danger man. Sorry, the player that I was fearful of in Leeds. He did very well in my opinion. He was a player that I had to watch out for. But you know, I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy Arteta's starting to find a run of form. I'm quite surprised, like I said, the amount of changes and how well we did. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect us to do so well in today's game with those players on the pitch. But they surprised me. Pepe. I'm not a Pepe hater. I expect more of him. That's all. He's very predictable.
He was poor today, man. He was poor, and I've come and tried to fight Pepe.
A lot of people. Listen, everyone here has. I'm gonna be honest. It's me that was I'm not saying like that because I don't want to.
He was poor tonight. He was poor tonight, and Martinelli wasn't great either. To be honest, thought they both let me down a little bit. But
Martinelli differently. Didn't have a great game, but he offers that pressing he does.
Yeah, he works bloody hard.
You can't fault that. And I think when we watch Arsenal, let's say the Aston Villa game, the pressing from Aubameyang is always class, right? But not the whole team don't press with him. It's more individual. Aubameyang goes, they leave it a bit, and then someone else goes. If you get Aubameyang and Martinelli and maybe like-minded pressing players in that team, we can become a pressing side that will always win the ball, nick the ball to score. So I think for me, Martinelli, he offers a lot. Even though he did have a good game, that pressing is so key for Arsenal's play. One thing as well with Pepe. Bro, he does this thing. He drags his leg. I know players that do this as well. He drags his leg to he shifts. He's like, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, bro, move the ball, because you don't move the ball, and everyone always nicks off him. He reminds me of like a zombie. It's like a zombie style.
I kind of always think
behind.
I always forget that I always think that Cecil, I've read a super chat about you. I always think that Pepe thinks that the pace of the game is slower than it is.
Right.
And sometimes he thinks he's got more time than he does. And it's frustrating. So I'm like, just go. You've got them. You've done the turn. You've opened the space. Attack. And he kind of slows himself down.
Flair players act like that. They feel like they can slow things down, slow the pace of the game down. But you're right. I think he can't do that in the Premier League. And the thing with Pepe, he actually is quick. But I got told, just push it and run. Run past players. It's the best trick in the world. Forget all this. Forget all that. The best trick in the world is just pushing it, running, beating your man. You don't have to do all these fancy stuff. So, and that's not to kill creativity, because I love creative players. Emile Smith-Rowe does it well. Saka does it well. But they pick when and where to do this skillful moments or take on a player. Quickly as well, Eddie Nketiah. I heard you spoke earlier about him today. I've definitely criticised him, but it's more the fact that I don't see.
I think we've all been critical.
Yeah, I think it's more that I don't know if he has a future at Arsenal. Obviously, I can change my mind now because he had a good game today. One of the star players in the performance today. But I've been critical because I want him to have a future. And if he's not going to have a future, then you can't let these players go. Same with Kolasinac. I was so shocked to see him in the side. I was like, okay, this is a surprise. I thought he wasn't going to be playing for Arsenal again. It might be being sold in January or whatnot. But fair play to them. They came in. They've done their job. Fitness in this Arsenal football side is something that needs to be highlighted. I mentioned this very early on. I just thought it might just be me being silly, because I was like, they must be fit. come on, you play, you train every day and all this, but when it comes to home games,
I actually think it's a good point.
Players are cramping up. Players are cramping up.
I saw a corner around 30 minutes in, and I saw Holding and White with their hands on their knees.
Bro.
And I don't know whether it's because of the tactics they're deploying or whatever, but I think you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, okay. I've been watching it, and more I'm like, yeah.
It's not like we're Leeds and we press everything. We do murder ball, we're pressing, intensity is 100 all the time.
Yeah.
There is time where players catch a breath, but they're still unfit. Do you know what?
Well, they're not unfit, but maybe
fitness is an issue in this side. Fitness is not just a sense of being able to be not getting cramp or being tired, but being sharp, being fit in the professional football is
mentally as well.
Mentally is key. Like, you're sharp all the time. It's not just I'm running out of breath. It's all of that. And right now, I see within the Arsenal side, they're not 100% fit. I spoke about Emile Smith-Rowe at times. Amazing player, has had an amazing couple of weeks, but fitness is still an issue. Worrying. The back line. But anyway, that's.
I'll be honest.
I don't do criticism.
Yeah, I'm not trying to dig you out when I say this, but I've never played anywhere near that level, so I feel uncomfortable personally. I know you've been much more in the football game than I have, so I personally feel not comfortable enough to criticise their fitness, but I definitely see what you're seeing in terms of slowing down at times in games and intensity not being able to be maintained. When we don't have European football, we're not travelling across Europe, that is a worry. I see hands on hips, I see cramping.
Yep.
I definitely see the things you're saying, but whether that's because, you know what, they are up to the required level, but maybe Arteta's asking a lot of them, or maybe they're just not, I don't know, but something to keep an eye on. We've got some interesting comments kind of back to back here. Best in the World says, thank you, James. I guess he's agreeing with what we were saying earlier about Pepe. X News X says, we can't play free-flowing football with Pepe on the pitch. One Nation says Martinelli needs to go on loan in January. Ali defending Pepe says players don't compliment Pepe. Nobody makes decoy runs and expect Pepe to run through defence. No space. It's easy to mark him out. I think there's a good point there. Boogie says, what Cecil said about Pepe is so true. He leaves the ball behind him when dribbling. So yeah, guys, really great comments getting in there. Thank you, guys. Just gonna check if we've got any more final videos. No more, guys.
More videos. Well, great. So my first time on the show, I don't get to react to anyone on the show.
Well, lucky for them.
Their videos.
We're gonna wrap it up there, but it's been good. Look, 2-0 victory, job done. Nothing stellar, nothing spectacular, but nothing to worry about either. I don't think. Job done, well done. It was a rotated side. A lot of players came in and they got the job done. A few of them I thought really impressed me as well.
It's all eyes on Saturday.
All eyes on Saturday. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday rest days.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be training, but
fitness.
We get to watch the games tomorrow. Fitness. If Cecil's managing, have them doing the bleep test. Alright, day one, lads. I'll put the balls away. You won't need those.
That's the best way to win the
put
players
them back
over.
in the bag. Yeah.
Let me just say before we as well wrap up, big up James as well hosting this show. Big up you, man. I like when you're taking it on. It's nice. Well done.
Thank
well
you,
done for
Cecil.
taking control of this show. Really enjoy it. Really enjoy you.
It's like my 11th time doing it.
Yeah, but it's the first time I'm hearing it. But yeah, big up everyone.
I love it. Well, amazing, guys. We've got fan cams. Obviously, they're coming out on AFTV now. They'll come out throughout the night. We've got a super chat. AFC Max says we missed your super chat.
No, you missed my super chat. It's on this one, but I forgot what this is. What is
he
this?
says, I forgot to mention that Cecil gets dressed up as Cedric and goes to training. Not to mention he's also playing in France.
Saliba joke.
Oh, I didn't have a clue what that. He's got it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well played. All right.
Up. Anyway,
good stuff. Now, to end the stream, we just want to say we're going to play a video at the end of this. Obviously, us at AFTV were all supporting the fight against prostate cancer. Watch this video from Robbie. I think it's really important what he says, and you find out how to get involved as well. But well done, Arsenal. Well done, Cecil. We've got Pippa. We haven't got Pippa. We've got Helen and Charlene here. Well done, everyone. Production crew. Great stuff. We'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully, we beat Leicester and keep this momentum going. 6 wins out of 8 now. Let's carry that on.
1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime. For black men like me, that risk rises to 1 in 4. They're truly shocking stats, which is why I want everyone to take the Prostate Cancer UK's online risk checker right now. If you catch prostate cancer early, there's a good chance that it can be successfully treated. So don't leave it to luck. Check your risk and find out what to do next at prostatecanceruk.org/riskcheck. Men, we're with you.